Well, as a fan of the end product from Screen Junkies and Honest Trailers for many years, up until maybe last year sometime, it was interesting to watch the public draw and quartering of Andy Signore, a male feminist who was accused of some heinous behavior. Let's be honest, just some pretty gross stuff. He was promptly terminated from a company that he created. We saw something similar happen with Chris Hardwick being erased from the Nerdist website, being terminated from his job temporarily, and with no real evidence. Fortunately for Chris Hardwick, he was able to at least beat that sort of accusation from a career standpoint, but he'll never remove the stain that was laid on him by a jealous ex in the court of public opinion. It's always going to follow him around. He's never going to see justice for that. There's just going to be people that will never believe that Chris Hardwick wasn't a total monster. Now, when things were at a fever pitch in this movement, the Screen Junkies thing came out. And again, I am on record, okay? I think the whole movement is garbage, okay? Now, you might say, well, Jeremy, it gave some people the courage to come forward. Fine, but you don't come forward on social media. Social media is not the police department. You only post to social media if you want to smear somebody, okay? You go to the police, you go to the HR department, you hire a lawyer and you sue somebody. This is what people who are genuinely seeking some retribution or some restitution for wrongs that have been done to them. I will not be convinced otherwise that this movement, we can see it falling apart from the very top with Asia Argento. They're all disgusting. They're all disgusting people, okay? They all engage in deplorable behavior, and no one is any worse than the other one. Now, it's been almost a year since Andy Signore was gone, was unpersoned, and he actually released a statement today on the heels of what is breaking news that he is now suing his former employer. This is going to get good. I want to share a statement with you first, and then some details around the lawsuit. So he comes out. My official statement below. Full legal complaint. He just hands everything out to everybody, okay? Look at that. It's been out all day and hardly any interaction. That's how badly this man's been unpersoned. To my followers, there's a lot that's being said about me. I wish I didn't have to remain silent for so long. I needed to focus on my family and go through the proper legal channels to pursue the truth. By the way, as far as I know, he lost his wife, and of course, she took his kid, destroyed his family. I don't know if he's recovered that. Maybe he'll say this in the statement. That took time. Fortunately for me, a highly respected lawyer saw the injustice in my story and she took my case. You can see our full complaint via the linked articles. It's important that I take this opportunity to address my inexcusable infidelity that cost me my marriage. Okay, well, he didn't fix it. I betrayed my amazing ex-wife who deserved better. I apologized to her privately, and I want to publicly apologize to her now. The pain and humiliation I put my family through is something that I'll regret for the rest of my life. She is the true victim, and I'm working hard to make sure I never cause that kind of harm again to anyone. My one and only focus is to emerge from all of this as the best person and father I can be. Okay, lawyer clearly wrote this. My lawyer has advised me to not discuss the details of the case any further here, and I am going to follow her lead. I have learned the hard way how unproven social media allegations and persecution culture can fuel inaccurate conclusions and catastrophic results. Please know this. I never threatened, abused, assaulted, or attempted to force myself on anyone. Whoa. Whoa. So he is basically categorically denying that he's some sort of beast narrative. Only one person made such deplorable allegations, and she has been lying to you all. We have evidence. She set out to destroy me, and her lies made other interactions I had seem malicious when they were not. Defy knew this and use it to defame me and strip me of my hard work and earnings. We will prove it. I'm grateful to my family and friends who have supported me through this difficult time by offering help instead of judgment. While I have not been a perfect person, I may have been labeled and treated as a criminal by many before being given the chance to defend myself. The time to defend myself is now, not here on social media, but in the court of law. That's a pretty good statement, okay? Now, I wasn't there. I don't have strong opinions about the man. He seems like a creep, okay? But let's look at the article that The Hollywood Reporter put out. Honest Trailer's creator, Andy Signore, sues Defy Media over reckless firing. He also claims that Defy's high-level management and shareholders were engaged in sexual and otherwise personal relationships with employees, interns, fans, and claims the leadership fostered a company culture of profanity and obscenity. So what he's probably coming out and saying is, I was just another one of these other slobs, okay? And you unpersoned me. You ran me out of my own company when it was going on all around us. Now, that doesn't excuse his behavior, but to be honest, if it was kind of the company culture, I don't know if you can fire the guy for it. The creator of Honest Trailer says Defy Media used the movement as an excuse to fire him and strip him of his ownership rights in the company without conducting a proper investigation after allegations were levied against him on Twitter, according to a lawsuit filed Tuesday. In the days leading up to Signore's October 8th termination and the days after, the New York Times published its Harvey Weinstein expose and effectively launched the movement. One woman alleged on Twitter that Signore tried to assault her on multiple occasions, threatened to fire her boyfriend if she told anyone, and offered her a job at Screen Junkies, the YouTube channel behind Honest Trailers, in exchange for favors. Okay? Now, he has categorically denied this. Boy, if he proves this in court, part of me really hopes he does. But then again, part of me hopes that if he was up to this stuff, then he probably deserved to be fired. According to the complaint, Signore told Defy that he had proof the allegations were false and their relationship was consensual. So, okay, he did mess around with her. But they fired him before he was fully able to tell his side of the story. He also says that the company posted YouTube videos discussing the allegations that have made it impossible for him to find work. That's probably true. Defy Media LLC has long partaken in a pattern of objectifying and demoralizing people, especially women, for financial gain or personal endorsement, the states the complaint. Defy Media LLC was known for its inability or unwillingness to investigate complaints when cries of Me Too inevitably arrived at Defy's door. Its very first action the company took was to take advantage of the moment in order to justify unlawfully denying an LLC member of his vested interest. Now, the question is, if the claim is that they used this movement to get rid of you, why? Why did they want to get rid of you is the question, right? He also claims that high-level management and shareholders were engaged in sexual and otherwise personal relationships with employees, interns, and fans. Wow. This type of behavior was prevalent and went virtually unchecked. Defy Media, of course, is denying the claims. These claims are not grounded in facts and will be found baseless, Defy Media representative told Hollywood Reporter. Regarding the woman's claims, Signore said that the two began a flirtatious and sexual text relationship, which included explicit messages and the lewds. After meeting in Chicago, she flew to L.A. to visit him, and according to the complaint, both of them repeatedly affirmed the plan to engage in some sweet, sweet loving. My guess is if the text is there, he probably has the texts. And he was probably embarrassed that he got caught cheating. But, you know, oh my God. Signore says they had some consensual activity on September 4th, 2015. He remembers the exact day. And later that day, she went on a date with his friend. Gross! Gross! That's exactly what I'm talking about. These people are all disgusting. His load is still dripping out while she's on a date with another man. Like, fucking gross. Okay? And another Defy employee whom she... he had sloppy seconds. Oh, God. Of course. Of course. After his termination, he demanded a copy of his personnel file and alleges there was no documentation relating to an investigation, no complaints from her or anyone else. Another woman, former colleague, also accused him on Twitter in the days leading up to his firing. He is suing Defy for breach of contract, negligent infliction of emotional distress, intentional interference with prospective economic relations, among other claims. He's also considering pursuing legal action against the women for defamation. Whoo-wee! Whoa! This will get very spicy. I'm going to watch this one very closely because if he wins, okay, if what he says is true, this only further proves why this entire movement is complete and utter trash.